In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Thanks for joining me today for Marketing in the Age of AI. I'm your host, Emmanuel Rose, and today I have Sparsh Agarwal joining us as he is a Director of Product Management at Salesforce. Sparsh leads a pivotal initiatives in AI and agent governance, focusing on enabling some of the largest enterprise integration in existence. With an impressive background in building scalable SaaS platforms and a current pursuit of an MBA at UC Berkeley, Sparsh merges technical insight with compelling storytelling. His unique perspective on how AI transforms marketing, content creation, and personal well-being promises to be valuable for us as marketers and product leaders. Sparsh, thank you so much for taking some time today to have a conversation about AI.
For sure. Thank you, Manuel, for having me. Yeah, I love the title that you have for the podcast, which is Adapt or Die. So that's the situation for today. I will agree for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're right there in the thick of it, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, like not just in the thick of AI, but even within AI, my job is to make sure how people feel comfortable with it, which is even a tougher one. Like
Yeah,
it might be easier to show value with all the chat GPTs where you type in something and then somebody answers you like a human. But as we all go, like nobody wants to talk to strangers on the road.
right,
But people are okay with talking to a chat GPT, which nobody knows where the data is going or who they're talking to. So
right.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the job becomes much more harder. Yeah.
I understand. Well, let's see. So let's talk a little bit about that. What are you seeing as some of the good change management, and what's some of the bad change management that you're seeing?
Well, the good change management is as with every new technology goes, right? Like I was in tech as well when the whole crypto or Bitcoin or blockchain essentially came, and that fad kind of I'm saying it's a fad because now it's not so big. Some people have a big business in it, but essentially the technology didn't really make it to mainstream, right?
Right.
So we did see a 5 year period of people hesitating with LLMs and GPTs, but now everybody has accepted that it is here to stay. So the good change management is everybody is going all in.
Yeah.
Nobody is seeing value. I'll tell you that because everybody is literally just trying to fix their systems to make it usable for LLM. So maybe they are
Right.
putting in $100 million and getting value of $1 million, but they are going in. So that's
Yeah.
a good portion
Right.
for the sake of kind of going the right direction. The bad change management is people are not really thinking of how where to create a moat in this AI world. Like
Uh-huh.
it's not as simple as just putting an LLM on top of you. Like
Right.
how I like to think of it is if you are able to do it in one day without thinking too much, so can your competitor.
Sure.
So it's not gonna be a marginal like manageable difference for you to keep up in the market. So the bad
Sure.
difference is a lot of people are not understanding what it really is. They're just copy pasting.
Right.
So that's where you I'm seeing a lot of churn. Like bubble is natural because 90% of things people don't know. They look fancy, and then when you scratch the surface, then you realize, oh, it's all not really there. So
Yeah.
that's where I would say the knowledge gap is still very real today.
Now you're building deployments for very large companies. My assumption is that these projects come out of some kind of a sophisticated strategic planning process. Am I right on or am I right off on that one?
Um, not necessarily, because like there's a little bit of a enterprise business cycles too. So not every company is equipped to pivot over web. Like
Right,
if tomorrow, let's say if I go to like it took 2 years for Google to catch up to ChatGPT, right?
right.
Why? Like people are telling today that hey, Gemini 3 is better than ChatGPT. I'm switching over and stuff like that. Well, was it a strategic shift that Google just never did? Not really, right? Like
Right.
they have been doing that shift for a long time. It's just that some companies just have too slow of a process. That's where like all the red tape and the big company thing comes into place, right? So
Yeah.
I would say like specifically when it comes to regulated industries like banks, healthcare, insurance, there is so much red tape that they want to show that they are doing AI, but
Right.
strategically they don't know where to use it.
Uh-huh.
So right now it's a marketing angle. Like 90% of the playbooks is like I would go to a friend who is running a startup and they would be like, "Hey, right now my customers are just saying just put wherever you can. I don't know where you're gonna put it. Just put wherever you
Right.
can,
Right.
and then we'll pay you some money because we want to show that we are doing AI.
Yeah.
And then as they start to learn about it, then they start to evaluate. So, like for example, that's where the knowledge gap comes into play. I feel most of the companies take about 6 to 8 months just learning what it means for them
Yes.
and how to fix it. Like for example, I can like taking healthcare for example, right? I would really want to show you your future potential risk or whether I should start taking some medicine today.
Sure.
But for that, all of my HIPAA compliance is gonna be out the door because
Yes.
somebody will have to use my data, or I'll have to give consent for using my data.
Right.
And people have just not figured out. So strategically, everybody is like, "Hey, I want to use AI, but I don't know where best to use it." So, but when it comes to one industry, I would say that's where it is strategically there. Like everybody is on point with the strategy, with their execution. Is anything to do with support
Uh-huh.
or anything to do with analysis? Like data analysis companies are maybe dead at this point of time, right? Like
Right.
most of the book companies, whoever was like, hey, I'm gonna give you a summary of the books, I'm gonna read a book out loud to you, or
Right.
like those things are done. Anything to
Yes.
do with travel agencies, like those are done. So when it comes to SaaS layers, where the only value that the industries were providing were maybe synthesizing information,
Yeah.
that it's a clear playbook. Like I was opening Spotify, not even today, like 6 months ago, I opened it and they had something called a DJ, AI DJ. It was absolute crap, but now they have a new version of it and
Yep.
it works great. So things like that, like which are more at the application layer, it's more simpler. But regulated industries, they're gonna take time. They're gonna learn what to do with it. It's like I completely understand that they will take time. Where I feel it's gonna be more and more like even more than regulated industries, where I feel it will take time is well, right now not so much because the money is flowing in, but like nobody's paying for the tokens. Like you or I, when we write GPT
Right.
prompts, none
Yeah.
of us are paying for tokens. We are like VCs are paying for our tokens.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's subsidized at this point.
Yes.
Correct.
So
Even the $200 a month ChatGPT is being subsidized. Yes.
yeah. So that's where I would say I don't know where the buck will stop once things start to slow down, but that's where I don't know how things will shift.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, for someone who's listening, who's maybe a, uh marketer for a small or mid-sized business, what would you suggest for them on how they go and find some use cases that would have potential of RI or ROI in the next 12 to 18 months?
Yep. So for SMBs, the very first thing I would say is like there's a top line and the bottom line, right? Depending on what kind of business you are in. If you're in a business which has very heavy operations, and I'm talking about like non-SaaS businesses, right?
Right.
Then the one thing which you should think of is optimizing your operation. Like LLM is great to identify when you should order what, if your supply chain is running low, or wherever you can optimize your bottom line. It is gonna help you cut down your cost by at least half, like no questions asked. And a lot of manufacturing companies, routing companies, shipping companies are doing that. They are
Sure.
using GPT, they're putting their data that they have for past 10 decades and trying to reduce their bottom line. Great. But when it comes to top line, where you can use it is in customer experience. The idea is that, hey, like your customer comes in and they are buying X, Y, and Z things, and you want to sell them, you want to upsell them, right? Or you want to co-sell other aspects of it, whether it's a SaaS business or whether it's a smaller like a boutique hotel. So the idea can be that it will be much easier for them to create a personalized experience. Like I would love for to reach at my hotel room and where there is a card specific to my thing, which I told them on an email 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been impossible to do that before because you
Yeah.
have
At
to
scale. Right. You couldn't do it at scale. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now all you have to do is you have to make sure all of this information is in some database. It doesn't even have to structure. Like you
Right.
can literally write it on a piece of paper and
Right. Take a
put
picture of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
take a picture. But as long as you do that, GPT will synthesize that information and make a personalized experience for your customer. And
Yeah.
that's where the money is, right? So
Sure.
for the top line, I would say make your experiences much more personalized to your user as much as you can. And it just doesn't stop at the things that you sell, at support too. So that's where I would say for SMBs, regardless of whether you are in like SaaS business or whether you are in a like more of a brick and mortar business, personalization is gonna become a thing, and
Sure.
it's gonna be much more easier because I don't have to go to a banner maker or a fancy like a Canva artist to make my billboard anymore.
Right.
I literally printed a fancy card for my brother's engagement 2 months ago, all using Google Nano Banana.
Yep.
So I didn't have to hire anybody. Like that was not possible. So with GPT, you can make your like customer experiences much more personalized.
Yeah.
So you can make
So I'm
things.
hearing a couple of things. One is we want to get our data in somewhere, right? We want to have our data in good working order and be able to call on it. Um, I think this idea of the custom GPT, which is like has our brand book and our voice and neuro marketing and people that we really like to follow, and that's an important part of this. And then building agents that do work for us. So
Yeah.
where are you on the agent where we're at with agents versus where we're going to be with agents? Let's talk about that.
So I think with agents, we have two extremes right now. One is sort of a generalist agent, which is all these Geminis and like a chat experience, right? Whether it's Gemini, whether
Yeah.
it's like Chat GPT, or whether it's Claude, you're just going and you're talking to it. There is no specialization for it. It's a general LLM behind, and you're just giving it random information. That is sort of speak a slippery slope in my mind because yes, it will give you answers right away. Yes, it's a general person on the road, but you also want to make sure what you are telling to this general person on the road. Or
Right.
it's maybe it's not a general person, maybe it's a PhD person who knows everything in the world, about the history,
Yeah.
but you may want to think of a little bit of what that person you're telling. So that's one extreme, right? And majority of the world is at that because they're not realizing where it will come back to them. Like ChatGPT has started rolling out ads to them,
Right.
and they don't have the Google ad data. That should give people an understanding of that it took ChatGPT 5 years to get the similar amount of ad data that Google developed in 30 years.
Yeah. Right.
So
That's amazing.
yeah, that's how personalized ChatGPT is getting because
Yes.
people are giving their deepest, darkest secrets to them, which
Right.
is not good. And
No.
the other extreme is that where people and businesses are trying to create their own agents that are very specific to them. Like I have a, let's say if I have a hospital in a particular village and I want to make sure that whenever somebody asks questions, it is very heavily guarded and it is making sure that I ask the right questions and it is answering the right things and it is asking for identity and all and stuff like that. And that is not so good because it only answers one of your five questions because it is
Right.
so restricted.
Yeah. Right. Too much
And I,
guardrails. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we are at the two extremes right now.
Yeah.
And I would understand that the people who are super paranoid start from the very far left, and the
Yeah.
people who are more generous are from very far right. But
Yeah.
there's a sweet spot, and that's where people are trying to learn what to do. And the controls don't exist today. Like a simple thing like memory, right? Like I
Yeah.
should be able to have control of the memory of that the LLM is going to make use of
Yes.
without training over it, and I should be able to delete it over time. Like I
Yes.
don't want the LLM to be trained on what I do Monday to Friday, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I also want to use it to give answers particular to me.
Right.
So it's
That's
kind
the
of
push pull.
balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So from agents perspective, I would say the industry, like it's very hard to sell people any agent which only answers half of the question. Like you have to show that hey, I answer all of them.
Right.
So unfortunately, like we are in a world where we want to show that this person, so to speak, an agent, can do everything. But at the same time, we want to keep a conscious approach that hey, it can do everything in future, but right now it can do three or five things. That's
Right.
the approach where we should go after. So from that perspective, I think guardrails become super, super important. And that's where when you ask, okay, where are agents today and where they're going to go?
Yeah.
Where I feel they are going to go is every agent will have a very clear set of that, hey, you asked me this, I'm going to answer you this. Like when you go to booking.com, right? Like you or Marriott or hotels.com or any of them, right? You know that you're looking at the data that is stored there. It is
Right.
tied to your email ID. Like
Yes.
if I go and log in, I cannot see the trips that you have
Right.
there. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Similarly, those guardrails don't necessarily come off naturally. Like for example, is it okay for LLM to train on general information but not your PII?
Right.
Like how does it know that everybody is thinking of going to Maui 2 months after?
Right.
So that's where it's a balance. So I feel the agents are going to become much more. Uh, First of all, they're going to be much more talkative. So you will feel like the lines between a human conversation and an agentic conversation will finish off. That
Right.
won't exist.
Yeah.
So that is a for sure thing. Where it will start to become more and more specific is they will become more transparent in what we should be telling them and what the user has control of. Like I should be able to protect whatever is going to the server side.
Yeah.
Like open source local models are already becoming a thing. I have multiple open source local models installed on my system, right?
Sure.
So the idea will be that hey, I can control that whenever it's any information is synthesized, it is synthesized on my system, and then the agent has to pick the information from that system, so that it only picks up stuff which is non-PI.
Yeah.
So they will become much more complex. Yeah.
And they'll hopefully be more smart and more.
Oh yeah, for sure. No question asked.
Right now, they're not even crawling. I think that's.
It's just about time. Like I think in
Yeah.
the next 5 years, I wouldn't be surprised if I or you are talking about talking to each other through our avatars.
Right.
I am not kidding. Like video avatars are already kind of becoming a thing. So
Sure.
yeah, they'll become much more smart.
Well, Sparsh, tell me about one of the agents that you've built for yourself.
Oh, I have multiple. So one
Yeah.
is definitely agent which keeps me up to date about all of my competitors and what the industry is going towards and governance in general, right? So all it does is a very simple query. Every morning it has my requirements. It will go and research other new news, whatever things came up with. So it was blowing up in the past like launches. So when Amazon reinvent came, or when Google Cloud Next launch came, like it was just blowing up that this is what got launched, that. So it became my new news channel, so to speak, which was
Yes.
tailored to me. I don't have
Yes.
to go anywhere. It is giving me tailored information. The other agent which I've built is just for calling at my like chore area. So let's say if I have to change a reservation, if I
Uh-huh.
have to cancel a subscription, if I have to check on delivery of something, then what this agent does is it is integrated with my calendar and my to-do list. And what it took a bit of time because it had to synthesize where the phone numbers are and what order I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it can naturally just pick up the phone maybe like 3 days before or 2 days before and call the person or the uh, business on the other side to fix it for me. Like I kid you not, I've maybe changed 3 or 4 dinner reservations through it, which I didn't even know changed. And
Nice.
later on, when I spoke to the person, they were like, "Hey, yeah, we rescheduled it." I'm like, "I don't know what you are talking about." But
Well, it's good. So you anticipated it, but and didn't have to do anything with it. Yeah.
no,
Very beautiful. Well, I could spend the next 4 hours peppering you with questions. So I appreciate you spending some time with me, and I'd love to have you back on the show if you have some time
for
early
sure,
next
yeah,
year. Okay, good. I
okay,
appreciate
sure.
that. And if people want to get in touch with you and have a conversation, how do they reach out to you, Sparsh?
So the multiple avenues. I think LinkedIn is the primary one. I have a Calendly on LinkedIn as well. You can just go there and schedule 15 minutes. And it has like slots throughout. So that should be it. Or just like ping me on LinkedIn. Yeah, that would be the best way.
All right, that's very very nice, and I'm very grateful to you. And have a good evening. And hang on for me 1 second while I close the show. I'll be right back with you.
Okay,
Thank you
sure.
very much. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I think it's important to remember that agents are a part of this migration that we're on, this tech migration, and it's important to get your data lakes and your data oriented correctly, and then make sure that you're calling on that data. Also, that you have use cases that are definable for you around analysis, according to Sparsh, and also around customer service, which I like that. Those are two great areas where the current technology is very capable of creating a better experience for the people we need to interact with. So I really hope you got value from this today. I also hope that you take some time to integrate some AI tools into your life, and that you work to get a few hours back from your work week from the AI tools, and that with that time you continue to upskill, that you spend the time with your friends and family, and that you get outside in nature away from the screens. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn.